Good evening. With all the changes that are going on right now, I've had a few people reach out to me and ask me how to set up their Google Classrooms. For whatever reason, they haven't yet. They hadn't had a need to, or maybe you're a special area teacher that you've not used it, or you might be a teacher whose grade level doesn't have their own Chromebooks yet. For whatever reason, this could be a useful tool for you, even if you set up a classroom for teachers to enroll into as well. This is the kind of thing that can be, or I'm sorry, not teachers, parents. It could be something that's just a useful tool. And I know as we get more Chromebooks in our classrooms in the next couple of years, it's going to be an important skill. So I'm just going to walk you through the the easy ways to set up your classroom and have your students enroll in it. Okay, so as you get onto your classroom, if you have not enrolled in any of my classes yet, or if you have not created your own classes, then you might see a blank screen here with just a plus sign saying add your first class. If you have not added your first class yet, you may not get both options here. If I click this plus sign in the top right hand corner, I have the join class and create class. You may only see that join class option if you've never created a class before. It may only show join class, and all you have to do is refresh your page. There's a little circle refresh button on the top of your Chromebook above the number keys there if you want to refresh, and that will put you back into this, and you should see both of these options now. So let's create a class. I'm going to click create class. And you will have a few things you need. So we need a class name that is required. Nothing else on this this pop-up box is required. But I'm going to call this test class, and I already have one test class, so I might call this. Actually, I'm going to leave that. And I'm going to call this section 2. Subject, I'll make it tutorials. Now, if I wanted to do something like uh, English, so AP English, like they have options here for subject matters, and I'm not entirely sure the purpose of that, just to kind of sort it for your students. But there's really no reason to put anything. Let's just do tutorial. And you can have your room number as well, but it's not necessary. So I'm going to go ahead and create this class. It's going to take your subject, and it's going to guess at what subject matter it is, and it's going to actually give you a picture in the background of what it thinks the subject matter is. Now, testing is saying, well, this must maybe it's a martial arts class, so here's your belt testing, but we can change our themes here. So I'm going to click select theme, and maybe I want this to be, let's do other. This is going to be a knitting class. So there we go. Select theme. So now it will change this, and it will also change all of your color theme to make it look a little bit more presentable for your students or whoever you have viewing this. You can also upload your own photos to this, and it will just change the banner to that. So a couple things here. You'll see your class name, your section. This is section 2 because I already have a test class up. And you'll see your class code. This is the important thing to have your students enroll in the class. You can enroll them manually, but I highly recommend that you just have them enter their own because a lot of the students have various email addresses that might have like a number in front if they have more than one people with the same name in the district. And we hope to change that in the next couple of years so they have kind of a more consistent email addresses. But if they can enter their own class code. Here it is, and you can enlarge it there. Obviously, you won't be able to display this to your students, but you might have them through an email or a phone call to their parents. You might be able to give them this class code. So here's our classroom. Notice there's nothing in it yet. I'm going to go to our settings. I'm going to show you a few of the settings here. Once we are in settings, we can change any of the things we have here. And I don't know if I mentioned at the beginning, this is just at classroom.google.com. So if you go there, or you can click your little Google Apps waffle up here, and you'll see your classroom in there as well. But So again, you can change this. You have your class code here. Your stream, this is if you want your students to be able to post things for the whole class or for you, you can leave that open. Sometimes it can get a little obnoxious. Students can kind of post just random things and it just gets a little annoying. So you can turn that off, or students can only comment on something that you post. That might be a good alternative. Or you can change it to only teachers can post or comment. And again, this would be your stream. This is your this is what's going to come when they first log into your class. They'll see this stream here, and they'll have all kinds of things to say. And you can post in your stream just by clicking here and say, "Welcome to my class." I can post this out to just a few students if I want, or all my students. I can even do it to multiple classes if I have multiple sections. So if I wanted to, I can do this to my other test class if I want, and then I just post it. And this is then shared to all of those classes that I picked, and it's just in their stream. And students can then click on this and log in and comment on whatever I post. So back to our settings. Classwork on stream. So when you have when your students see a new piece of classwork on their stream in that first entrance page, you can just show the condensed version, which basically just gives the title of the assignment and what kind of assignment it is, maybe. Or you can do the you can show everything, or you just not have it at all. I recommend you just keep this show condensed notification on. Show deleted items. So this is something if you do allow students to post and comment, you can turn this on, and that way if a student does comment on something or post something that is not appropriate, they can delete it right away and no one will see it unless you have this. And then only you can see the deleted items. This is a good just protective measure. So if somebody says something mean to another student and then deletes it, and then you will still have a record of what they've done. The Guardian summaries, I would leave off right now. Guardian summaries basically will send a message or an email to the parent or guardian on what assignments are due and what assignments coming up, and it can get a little bit hard to manage for some parents. So I recommend just keeping parents informed through your website or a blog or something like that. Because again, if you say have an assignment due and then maybe you are a day or two behind in your grading, and then you'll have parents emailing you all the time saying, well, why haven't you graded this assignment yet? Things like that. It's there if you want it, but my recommendation and the recommendation of some of the other Google trained people are just leave that off. Grading, we're not really doing a lot of grading through Google Classroom right now. Especially like overall grades, because it doesn't connect with MMS. Hopefully next year that will change, but I would leave the grading off for now. So we don't want to show students an overall grade because it won't be accurate. If you do want to just have some things graded, you can add grade categories and things like that. But again, that could be something for next year. Once you've done all of the changes to the settings that you want, make sure you click save, and that will automatically pop you right back onto your page and you're good to go. So these tabs up here, classwork, is where you're going to add assignments. So if I created an assignment here, I'll show you those in a few minutes. I can put all of our assignments here, so as a student logs into their account, they can see a stream of everything that's new that you posted, or they can go right to their classwork tab and they can see everything that they need to see there, and they can do whatever assignments that they might be working on at that time if there's multiple assignments going on. The People tab will let you keep track of all of the teachers that you have connected to your classroom, so you can have co-teachers on there or maybe support teachers, and you also have a list of all of your students here as well. Grades, again, you can see things that they've done, and you can actually put grades on things and then move those over to MMS if you'd like with your Google Forms and things like that, making a quiz in Google Forms. But this is the tab that you'd use for that. So back to classwork, I'll show you quickly how to create an assignment and how to create material. So first, creating an assignment is very, very simple. You just click create, and then you click assignment. A quiz assignment automatically creates a Google form that is already set up to be a quiz. So if you wanted to do that, you may. I personally just like to create my my Google form separately on forms.google.com, and that way I can make sure that it's all the settings that I want, and I don't have to go in and change everything again. But it's there just for kind of a quick shortcut if you would like to use it. The assignment is like it is. It just is a normal assignment. They will view the assignment. They will then submit something or turn something into you. So this is going to be the way that you can get and you can get some sort of assessment, formative, summative, whatever, however you'd like it on that. A question is just a simple question. It's kind of like a stream where you would just post something and then the students would just do a quick answer. It's not really designed to be something heavy duty. It's something that they can do in 5-10 minutes or less, even 1 minute. Material is just something that you want them to have access to at all times. It's not an assignment. So you can just like I'm going to post this one up as material so that people will be able to access it, but there's nothing actually to do on it. And reuse posts is you can actually pull a post from another classroom that you've created and go from there. Topic, I will talk to you about when we create an assignment here. A topic is basically just a way to organize your classroom. So go ahead and into assignment. And then you have your title. The title is required. You need to do some sort of title. Test assignment 1. And instructions. Again, instructions are optional. You don't need to put anything here. Obviously, if your title of your assignment is read page 22 and 23, then you might not need anything in your instructions. But if your assignment is read about Marco Polo, and then your instruction might be page 23 through 26 in your social studies book or whatever it is. So that's there. I'm just going to type random, and here we are. So there's my assignment. Looking over here, I can see which classes I want it for. And again, if I have multiple sections, I could click multiple sections, and I can go ahead and assign this to multiple sections. If this is just for certain students, so maybe your learning support students will get one assignment and your regular ed students might get another, then you can click on all students here, and you can just, there should be a list of all the students that have your this class. So point value, you can change the point value it is, or you can just make it ungraded. It's always good to have a point value if it's something that they're going to sign in, you're going to be using it, even though you're not using Google Classroom's grading system. Giving this like as a visual for the students, they'll know what score that they could get on this. Due date, obviously, you can create a due date, and this will automatically link to their Google Classrooms when they sign up here. So if I said this was due on the 23rd, then in their Google calendars, they will see the test class section 2 in their Google Calendar, and on the 23rd, it'll say that test assignment is due. And I can put time on there as also if I want. Now, topic again, I said you can create your topic through that create button in the last screen there, or when you create this, you can create a topic directly from here, and I could say this is my test category, and there we go. I have a section on rubrics on my Google Classroom already. You can take a look at that. It's not too difficult, but it does take a little bit of effort. Originality reports are nice tools, but I found out recently that we need to upgrade our Google accounts if we want to use them more than, I believe, 5 times in a classroom for one particular class section. So that just basically scans the internet for plagiarism. So once that's all done, you can click this arrow and you can either save it as a draft, and this does save automatically. If I just X this out, you'll see that this is gray. So if you're not sure if you want to post this right away, if it's gray like this, it means it's a draft, nothing's posted, the students can't see that at all. Just click on it, click edit assignment, and then you can post it. You can also schedule it. So if I wanted this to come out tomorrow, then I can schedule that out, or I can just assign it. And if I assign this, It will automatically, so students will see the assignment in their streams immediately. And there we go. We're done. We've just created our first assignment. It will show here how many people have turned it in, how many people it's assigned to. So if there's 16 people that turned it in and 3 people assigned, so that means 3 of your 19 kids have not yet done the assignment. This will automatically create a class Google Drive. And if you click here, it will automatically create a Google Calendar that matches this class at all. So there is the basics of Google Classroom. Again, you can create material, and it's pretty much the same thing, except there's no grades. And you can create questions. You can put grades on that, but it's just a very, very simple thing. They just will probably type. You can have students replying to each other if you want a discussion. Students can edit their answers. You can choose whether you want that or not. But those are the kinds of tools that you have here. If you have any questions, please email me. I will try to start doing maybe like a kind of a vlog type thing a couple times a week now, just to kind of keep everybody informed of ways that we can best prepare in case we have to go distance learning for part of this year. Crossing our fingers that it's not going to happen, but I hope to hear from you guys soon. Have a nice evening.